TLE 10 Cookery Q4 Week 3 Competency Cook meat cuts. And the code: Objectives: Identify types of marinade. Demonstrate understanding on the types of marinades. And express appreciation on the importance of marinating meat. Lesson Overview: If you want your meat to be tender and flavorful when you bite into it after being on the grill, then you need to marinate it. Marinating is one of the best ways to impart flavor into meat, as well as tenderizing it. There are many great marinades out there that you can buy at any grocery store. But the best way to get a good marinade is to make it yourself. What is marinade? A marinade is a medium, often wet, used to prepare meat or vegetables for cooking, usually by grilling on a barbecue. Using marinade is called marinating. There are goals that people have traditionally aimed for when marinating. First, it enhances flavor by having the meat marinated, absorb some of the marinades. Second, it tenderizes meat. And short-term meat preservation. Here are some general guidelines for marinating. First, meat and poultry are generally marinated for 2 hours up to 2 days. Second, seafood and fish should be marinated for no longer than 1 hour. Third, use a non-reactive container steer clear of aluminum, copper, or cast iron. Fourth, wait for your marinade to cool down before pouring over the meat of your choice. Fifth, always refrigerate your meat while it's marinating. And the last one, never reuse marinades. There are 3 methods of marinating. Number 1, wet marinating. It is completely immersing a piece of meat in a liquid. The marinade covering the meat protects it from going bad while it is marinated, but only for a short period of time. Number 2, dry rubs or dry marinating. These are called barbecue spices. These rubs, made of dried herbs and spices, usually use salt to break down protein and draw other flavors in. The downside is that the salt also draws out the meat juices. Number 3, wet rubs or paste. This method includes jerk seasoning and Berber spice paste. The paste are basically often the same idea as a dry rubs, being spices and herbs, but mixed together with oil or other liquid to make a paste. Classical marinades. Acidic marinades. This includes with base such as wine or vinegar of highly acidic juices such as tomato or citrus juices. The acid loosens bonds between protein in the meat, causing them to unravel and loosen up. Enzyme marinades. Papain or bromelain in fruits such as kiwi, papaya leaves or fruit, pineapples are actually broken down muscle fiber. If left too long, they can do too good a job and make the texture of your meat mushy and spongy. Dairy marinades. Many feel that this is the only tenderizing approach that actually works. The calcium activates enzymes already in the meat in the same way that aging meat does, which break down protein in the meat on their own. Buttermilk and yogurt are also mildly acidic. Types of marinades. Pork chop marinade. This is a great Asian-style marinade that works well on all cuts of pork, particularly pork chops, reminiscent of a teriyaki marinade with a hint of heat from the chili sauce. Next type is the Jamaican jerk marinade. You've heard of jerk seasonings and jerk rubs. Well, this is a jerk marinade that gets that jerk flavor deep into the meat. You can use this marinade on all kinds of meat and poultry. Pork rib marinade. It uses a pork rib for the seasoning with vinegar and water to turn it into a marinade. Next is the teriyaki marinade. This marinade will surely add flavor to whatever you're grilling. This marinade works particularly well with pork and poultry. Pork chop and tenderloin marinade. This marinade is good for grilled pork. Bourbon marinade. This is a great sweet bourbon marinade that works perfectly on any food. This is a mild marinade, so you will want several hours marinating time with it before you grill. Mustard vinegar marinade. This is a simple mustard marinade that tenderizes and adds flavor. It works well on pork or poultry. Our next topic is the effects of heat to meat. There are effects of heat to meat. First, it tenderizes connective tissue if moisture is present and cooking is slow. Next, it coagulates protein. Even meats low in connective tissue can be tough and dry if cooked at excessively high heats for too long. Third one, high heat toughens and shrinks protein and results in excessive moisture loss. Next, roast cooked at low temperature shrink less and lose less moisture. And the next one, moist heat penetrates meat quickly. To avoid overcooking, meat should be simmered, never boiled. So those are the effects of heat to meat. That's all for our discussion. I hope you learned something. This is Teacher Blair. Thanks for watching.